On today's menu, a quick tour of the latest Sandbox update of the Long Dark. This is actually their final update prior to the release of Story Mode and the 1.0 version of the game planned for August 1st worldwide, I think. At least on PC and I hope on consoles as well, because they do deserve this fine game. Now, I haven't given the new Sandbox a try, so what changed is a completely new UI, some other cool new stuff I hope I will discover pretty fast. So I'm just gonna start playing and tell you what I think about it. I am gonna start in the coastal highway because it says for intermediate players, but I find it actually easier because it has so many houses to hide in and a lot of resources. I'll be playing as the man. I think he's called Mackenzie or something. So for those of you who actually own or have played The Long Dark prior to this update, every save that you ever had will be wiped. So they kind of resetted the game because they implemented a new save system. So let's see what it gives. Also, in case you don't know the premise of the game, there has been a geomagnetic disaster. You are a bush plane pilot or something and you have crashed. And basically everybody else is dead, so you have to survive. Now let's have a quick look at the new user interface. Spacebar brings up my health status, a temperature sensor, I guess that's my fatigue, thirst and hunger levels. Now these changed quite a lot. This is a quick look window. Let me just check if there's a more elaborate one. There isn't. If I press tab, down on the upper right corner you can see that there is a sun symbol there, probably symbolizing that it is daylight. No idea exactly how that works, but we'll see that in a little while. Alright, we have a main status screen that shows us everything. We are now warm, rested, slaked and full. Yeah, I have all of those calories. The air temperature is 0 degrees and there is no wind chill at the moment. So it feels like 2 degrees because of the clothes that we're wearing. That is an important aspect in this game, and the clothing system has changed a lot over the course of the development of the game. It used to be that you just put on one set of clothes and that would be it. Find the best clothes and you have the best installation. Now they've changed that to give you quite a lot more elaborate clothing system that takes wind chill and warm-proof bonuses into account. Also, if clothes get wet, they get heavier or they kind of lose their cold-resistant bonuses, actually making it so that you can't wear too many clothes if you want to go on a long hike, but you can't wear too little if it's too cold outside. So you need to find that perfect balance to survive. It's another added mechanic. I haven't really played around with it, but maybe we'll see during the course of the video. Alright, so the new user interface, the new background kind of reminds me of this War of Mine atmosphere, that kind of smudged gray, blackish background. It's atmospheric, but it's quite different from the previous one. This has gotten mixed reviews on the boards, on Steam and on their official forums. I suggest you just look at this and make up your mind, but if you're used to the old one, it will take some time getting used to this, I can tell you that already. It's the first time that I'm seeing this. The fact that they're on the side now instead of on the top is different. This weight thing is pretty handy because it tells you exactly how much everything weighs, but I don't really see. Okay, out of 30. Yeah, it's a bit of looking around. Okay, so we have our journal here. So I've explored 1% of the world, which is actually quite a lot because I'm only one building. My condition is blah blah blah. I've returned that I have visited these locations. That's pretty standard. some notes you can write yourself. So if you find something interesting, you're like, oh my god, I have to come back here because there's an awesome pickaxe, but I was over encumbered. Right, we have skills that are now way better to look at your progress. So we have carcass harvesting, fire starting, cooking, archery, and mending, all that cool stuff. Collectibles, no idea what that is. Well, I guess things to collect. Stats, those are your overall game stats, I guess. All time. Okay. So my all-time record for survival on this difficulty mode is 25 days. That's amazing. And free on the easiest setting. Must not have played that game that much. There should also be a perk system or something. Oh, there's a crafting. What is this, a crafting menu now? Okay, this tells you what you can craft there. So we have a survival bow, which apparently is incredibly accurate. Spend 1 hour doing what? Okay, I have no idea what this is for. We have arrowheads to make arrows and improvised hatchets, which can be made from scrap metal and cloth at a forge, which is for me also a new thing, and a map. Now the mapping system has been added in this final update. You need charcoal from a fire to draw a map of your immediate surroundings. So we'll see how that works. I'm just kind of looking where I can find my achievements thingy. Because supposedly you get achievements for doing cool stuff, but I haven't seen it. Maybe it's in the menu. Oh, badges. Possibly must be here, yeah. So it's in the menu, then go to badges, and then there's feats. You completed 250 hours of research. Right, so if you, like for instance, this cold fusion feat, if you complete it, you will now be less susceptible to the cold and get a permanent +2 degrees bonus. Alright, so there's only 6 of them, that's not that much. And the challenges is the challenge mode. So it's cool stuff to complete, and it will add your survival, but I don't think that it's completely necessary. So alright, I'm just gonna start playing the game a little and see what happens. Okay, so after a couple of seconds of playing, I found out that the F key actually quickly opens your status screen. So we now have 3 measures. So we have the tab key, which gives you a quick overview. You have the space bar, which gives you the overview but not the daytime, plus the radial menu. And the F key, which kind of opens your entire status bar and closes it again. Now one other thing to note is that you click and hold to open things now. I'm guessing that this is a controller perk that they wanted to implement. I'm not too crazy about that myself. It drains more battery power from my mouse. I have to think about my electric usage and stuff. I am not a rich man. It is different, but if I'm not mistaken, that in the options and the controls, there's an enable gamepad thingy. So if you want to have a controller, you can use that. And there's accessible interactions. Converts all press and hold actions into press actions for people with CTS or similar considerations. So I'm guessing that extending the lifespan of my batteries is not considered an actual medical condition, but carpal tunnel, of course, is. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to keep using the push and hold thingy. Oh, why doesn't that open entirely? Alright. So I do have to say that the click and hold thing really is confusing because there's also a delay. So if you miss it the first time and you quickly do it after, then it will start to kind of like do this. And you'll have a click that doesn't do one right after it. So if you miss it, there's one that doesn't work, and then there's a second one. So it's actually 3 click and holds if you miss one. It's not the best. Of course, I guess that it is just a matter of getting used to it, but nah, console. Alright, so I'm just gonna come back to the click and hold thingy once again. And this, I found a pry bar in the garage, it was over there. And now I'm gonna open this locker with it and just holding the mouse button this long, and then look, it just stops. Now you have to hold it again to search it. The more I'm using this click and hold thing, the less I'm actually liking it, because I make mistakes all the time. Okay, just to come back to the click and hold thing one last time, I know I'm whining about it, but I really don't see the advantage of it. It annoys me greatly, it draws my mouse's battery, and I've shifted it back to the click. So that's just it. Search file cabinet, you click, and you're away. No hassle on your finger, no battery drainage, no energy drainage. It was fine the way it was. It really was. Right, well, I'm gonna stop whining about that now. You may have a different opinion about that. You can leave your opinion in the comments, no problem. We can have a discussion about it. That's all fine. But to me, it really doesn't add any more immersion or benefits at all to the game. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I don't like it. I've turned it off, and that's a good option to have. So well done, devs, for giving us the option. Not so well done for actually changing what didn't need to be changed. Sorry to say it. Okay, so I've now gotten all the stuff I wanted from the inside, and I just quickly want to give this mapping system a run. So what are these black thingies here? There's stones. Oh yeah, they're new. I thought I heard a wolf. No, they're new as well. You can use stones to stun a small rabbit, or if you're lucky, as it said in the patch notes, scare off a wolf. I'm not too sure that any dog-like creature would be scared of a small rock. I would rather probably play with it or get angry. Right, so there are no wolves yet. I've started a new game. Apparently there is a grace period, even on this setting. Appears to be that the lighting has changed and the weather effects have gotten an update when it comes to just looking nicer, and I think I'm getting more frame rates. Don't forget, I am recording this, and everything is on ultra, and I am doing this on a laptop. My graphics card is an 890M, so by no standards high-end, and it runs perfectly smooth, so that's a huge plus. Alright, now let's check out the mapping system. So we have navigation in the radial menu, then I guess we take the charcoal, and then we press left mouse button, circle local area, and there we have it. We have surveyed the area right around us, and it actually shows you all of the resources that are laying around as well. So that is a nice added bonus there. Very nice. Alright, I'm gonna continue exploring for a while and see if I can hit a rabbit with a rock. So what I've noticed is there are also new things that you can break down that weren't in the game when I last played it, like this toaster, which you can now break down into scrap metal using your hacksaw. Alright. This metal pan, which does the same thing. I also saw in the other house, I saw like a water container that it was basically just a little pan-like object that had fresh water in it. Even though I couldn't see the water, it had half a liter of water in it. So new objects have been added as well. Well, thanks for that, developers. So I've found a bunch of new clothes. Let's have a quick look at the clothing system. So what I'm currently wearing is a decent hoodie, which is, you know, the kind that passes for high fashion with game developers these days. Nice little joke there. Must be a Canadian joke. So there's one symbol I don't really get, which is this one. It looks like a freezing symbol to me, but then again, so does every other one. So I got two nice sweaters. So I have a new thick wool sweater that I found in the boot of a car, and a decent Norwegian sweater that actually has a higher temperature bonus. Well, basically it has every higher bonus except for this one, which I have no idea what it is. It says will keep your core warm even when wet. So I have no idea what this wetness thing and this has to do with each other. I really have no idea. I'm just gonna wear this one. And I thought I was gonna wear that you could have both of these. Huh. Why, so does that stack with each other? Does that give me a plus 3.3 bonus to warmth? If I take it off, oh yeah, it does. So this stuff stacks. It's just really heavy to wear it all. Alright, now let's check out the legs. So I have worn jeans, which is also probably a developer's preference. Warm work pants and decent snow pants. Well, I guess that decent snow pants would be a good thing to wear. So we have a plus 7 degrees warm bonus now. And now what? We have some thermal underwear because yeah, everybody has that. Well, we have running shoes, which are pointless, and we have combat boots. A good ankle support, so I'm guessing that I can jump further, run faster. Right, so let's check out what kind of headgear we have. So we have a worn fleece cowl. Strangest thing though, so it says +1, but wait. So it should have a little green arrow next to it, even though you're not wearing anything. It just says it's gonna give you +1 if you wear it, not just it is +1. Okay, so we have a plus 9 degrees warm bonus, and now we have the... Wait, is that the inner layer? Oh, he's getting thirsty, yeah. That covers the habit of the face, desired to be layered under something warmer. So I'm gonna guess that this is supposed to be an inner layer, and then this is an outer layer. No, because now this one became the inner layer, and they're both inner layers. I have no idea. I have no idea how this works on driving gloves. Well, not even gonna bother wearing those accessories. I have no idea what that is. So this is the inner layer, this is the outer layer. I see that. So I am now wearing two inner layers, or is this so does that mean that I can actually wear twice thermal underwear and about 4 pants or something? And I'm wearing a lot of clothes now. A lot of clothes. Alright, I'm gonna just check something because yeah, I'm overburdened because I picked up a lot of stuff. I'm gonna check my status. Alright, you see, now it says parched. It used to say that in percentage, like you have 1 or 5% over or something. Currently, same. Well, it's all quite different, and this measure for day and night is confusing at first. I mean, I have no idea what's going on now. Is it now half night, half day? Whatever that may mean. Well, anyway, I'm gonna fix up my hunger at first, and then I'm just going to scrap some stuff so that I can set out and explore a little further and hopefully kill an innocent little rabbit. Alright, so there's one other new feature that I just discovered, is that there is an add to radial button right here. And I'll show you how that works in just a second. So if I take this tin of sardines and I add it to radial, what else should we add to the radial? Maybe it's this moldy beef jerky, because we like moldy stuff. And this. So now I have the lowest, or the most degraded. Oh, I see. It's how degraded it is. Oh, well, that makes sense in a way. So I'll add this orange soda, not the Pinnacle peaches, because I like them cooked. So I'm going to go back to my radial menu and put away my stone for a sec. Alright, so now we have food, drink, and light sources on the top. If you now click on food, you can see that the tin of sardines is in there, and the stale chocolate bar that I added. So you can kind of make your own radial menu with the items that are gonna perish faster or not have the ones that need cooking included in here. So that's really handy feature. And the same for the drinks. You have your water and then the orange soda that I added and the other ones that I actually have in my backpack. I don't even have enough to fill up the entire radial, but it's nice. It's a nice thing. First aid has changed a lot as well. I mean, it used to be that if you have an affliction, it would just say apply this, click on it, and it applied it. Apparently now you have to actually select it yourself, which I had immersion. In my opinion, that is actually a good, very good idea to do that. All right, I'm going to continue exploring. See you in a bit. Alright, it's time to check out the new roof struggle mechanic. Maybe I should try to throw a rock at it. No, that didn't do anything. Alright, that takes care. Okay. I have no idea what just happened. You have a choice, and you have to be insanely fast about it. Okay. That will take some getting used to. So it also said I was supposed to be able to choose a weapon, seeing as I have a hatchet. He's just casually walking away. Okay, wait, now let's check the status. So now it says sprained ankle from a wolf bite and a sprained wrist. Treatment is 2 painkiller. Kidding me, right? Oh, that's not very fair. He just attacked me and he's gonna do it again right away. Go away, you. What? What the hell was that? Wasn't that supposed to scare him off? Okay, well, the flare didn't do much. It just came running straight to me. Okay, I'll just check out the medical stuff inside. Don't quite get why I fought him off first. He was just casually standing there and then instantly attacked me again. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. Especially not when I then threw my only measure of defense at him, but he didn't do anything. But these things happen, I guess. Still pretty weird. I also wasn't able to use my hatchet or something. I would have a hatchet. I would quickly give him a little stab with that. Okay, so apparently I just need to take 2 painkillers, which is now at the first aid menu. So take painkillers. And one painkiller healed my sprained ankle. 2 killers. Yeah, 4 painkillers is healing my other ankle, which I cannot see. And well, I am right-handed. It says 6 painkillers healed my right hand. Yeah, let's be really honest about this. That's not the way that painkillers work. Usually, if you take 6 painkillers, it will kind of take the pain away from just about any wound that you have. Not like one at a time, but I suppose that is just an intended gameplay mechanic. So, okay, throwing the flare didn't scare off the wolf, and the struggle was confusing. I'll try it again later when I'm fully healed, so I'm just gonna spend some time healing myself back up, and then I'm gonna go out there again and see what happens next. Alright, so actually, I didn't need to take the painkillers, I guess. Like, could have been either the painkillers or 2 hours of sleep to heal up. So 8 hours of sleep would have probably healed me up completely. But, well, okay, back to healing. So, apparently, and this is also new to me, sorry for the extreme darkness. I will just quickly light this for a second while I say what I wanted to say. When I played the game a long time ago, it was actually possible to rack up your survival days by what I call hibernating. By that I mean you would basically just sleep with a full stomach and your thirst completely quenched. Then sleep for like 20 hours or something until your health drops to about 20% because you are starving and dehydrated beyond belief because you're just sleeping and not feeding anymore. So when your health got too low, you would just eat again, fill those bars up, start sleeping. That would then heal you up back to 100%. And then you could keep sleeping until it dropped back to 20 and just rinse and repeat until you got like, well, I only made it up to 25 days apparently, but there are a lot of people who got 100 days just doing that. You just slaughter some or other deer, or a bear or something, get 30 kilograms of meat, and just keep going, just sleep and sleep. So now that has become impossible. I can no longer sleep because I am fully rested. There is a past time option now that literally does that. You just pass time without the benefits of sleep. So that makes getting a lot of days a bit harder, I guess, but also a lot more realistic. So I like that change. If you're more into the sleep, starve, heal, sleep thingy, I think that's gonna be disappointing to you. Okay, so there's one other new thing that I kind of like that they did. So I didn't have a good eye on my hydration bar because I thought my food's completely full. How fast can I dehydrate? And apparently, 3 hours of reading is enough to drain that entire bar. So 3 hours of reading at night makes you incredibly dehydrated. And it used to be that I put it on to 4 hours, so it used to be that it just let you do that, and it would not even being able to cancel it, you would just die when you were reading. Now it just said you can't read when you're feeling this thirsty. You also can't read in the dark. That makes a lot of sense, actually. So to read in the dark, you gotta, well, first let's refuel our lantern. And I can show you something new as well that you may or may not know of. So let me get back to the lantern. Just either pressing the 1 button a couple of times or going to light sources and selecting the storm lantern. In this case, that deselected it. I am selecting it again. So you light the lantern. There we go. And now if you press the right mouse button, it gives you a place option. And that I don't think used to exist. And it has become a very important game mechanic because you need to cure guts and maple branches and stuff like that, cedar branches. And you cure them by placing them indoors or in a dry area. And that means placing them on a table or on the floor and leaving them there for a couple of days. So right mouse button places things. It's really handy. Really, really handy. However, I will say this. If you want to place like food, you cannot right click it. So if you want to like stack, for instance, this entire metal shelf full of your food or put some cans up there or something, then you actually have to go through the status screen, go to, let's say, our food bar. Then we will select the orange soda. We will drop the orange soda, drop another orange soda. Let's drop all 3 of them. Now they're on the ground here. I have to right click them now and then place them as such. I find it not only tedious but also very unimmersive. Why wouldn't I just be able to place them straight from the inventory by right clicking on them? I mean, it's not like in real life you have to drop something on the floor first and then pick it up and put it somewhere. You just take it and place it, that's all. So yeah, that's a kind of an annoyance for people like me who like to, well, let's say, I'm not going to say decorate, but in a way it kind of is decorating their bases. Alright, I'm just going to check out the, let you see the reading part. So now I've placed the lantern. Now I should be able to go back into my inventory, go to the tools menu, because that's where the books are, and research it. I have 2 out of 3 hours, so there's 3 hours left, so 3 hours of reading. Now wait, look at that, 3 hours of reading and I'm halfway through my first level. That, I don't know, nobody gets that fast dehydrated by reading for 3 hours. It's not really a sweaty job. Well, anyway, the book's done. So after that, you can just burn the book in the fire barrel. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna quickly extinguish my lantern, which has almost burnt up completely. And grab some shut-eye. Oh yeah, I figured out the day-night cycle thingy. It's actually moon goes down, sun goes up thingy, sun goes down, moon goes up. So it kind of spins around, and that way you can more or less tell how many hours or how long night's still gonna be. Kind of liked it when it just said there are 4 or 5 hours left. You might say that that is unrealistic, but this guy is a pilot, so I'm gonna guess that he knows how to watch the sun, the position of the sun close to the horizon and stuff like that. He should also have a watch. I mean, he's a pilot. I've read that comment so many times in the Steam forums, and I was like, yeah, sure, of course he needs a watch. And yeah, there's a geomagnetical storm and it has disabled all electric devices. Sure, that's possible, but there are watches that work on kinetic energy. You just shake them and they work, or wind them up and they work. It's just possible. There's no reason not to have a watch when you're a pilot. But anyway, that's a minor grievance. This is just something to get used to, and it's pretty obvious when it's light and dark, isn't it? So I'll leave it at that. I don't know what your opinion is about that. You can share it with me, no problem. But I kind of think that the, let's say, 4 or 5 hours left was a better system. But that is my opinion. Anyway, I'm just going to continue exploring, and I'll see you in a bit then. Yeah, no, I also just noticed, I forgot about this. I was wearing the combat boots, and when I got attacked by the wolf, my two ankles were twisted, and the boots are actually fairly heavily damaged, which is kind of funny because it just says heavy duty leather with good ankle support would offer fair resistance to animal bites. It was like the first thing that failed on me. Oh well, that's just repair them. So, so I wanted to go out and search for rabbits, but that wolf is still just around the gas station. So maybe it's time for try two with the flare. Well, let me just throw it at him. Holy shit, that doesn't work. Ah, why does that flare not have any effect at all? Anyway, first aid. What did I have? Laceration. Right, why did that say that? So blood loss is so antiseptic and a bandage. Right, a bandage on my left foot. Yeah, and now some antiseptic also for the left foot. Well, at least the wolf ran away now. So hopefully I can actually make it into the wild and not get attacked every 5 seconds by the same thing. Oh, I just heard him again. And I'm sure it's always the same one. That guy really has it in for me, so I'm just gonna keep moving. Look for some rabbits. Oh wait, there's a deer carcass here. That might be a handy thing to explore for a second as well, considering that now there should be carcass quartering so that you can actually take it with you. So let's have a look at that. So we have our meat, hide, guts, harvesting things. Back to, oh, there's something here. That takes 1 hour and 30 minutes. That's pretty long considering I don't have any clothes left, but I'm gonna try it anyway. If I die, I die. Ah, you can't quarter carcass that's more than 50% frozen, and I have nothing to start a fire with. So we'll come back to that later. But anyway, it is possible to quarter it. So I just cut it into pieces, put it in a bag, which you apparently have. You have a bag to put it in. And that allows you to transport it when it's 50% or less frozen. Okay, moving on. Searching rabbits. And again, I've come across a wolf, so I'm going to try it one more time. Throw the flare. And it just attacks me because I threw the flare, didn't it? I really don't get it. You know what? I wouldn't mind it if he was already attacking, but he was standing there. I threw the flare and then he attacked me. And it's not like I threw it over him, I threw it right in front of him. So, I must suck at throwing flares or something, because it doesn't work for me. So, after struggling with all of these wolves and failing heavily, I am now hypothermic. So, I went into this house, and guess what? It's probably the only house over here that actually doesn't have a fire. So even though my temperature is going up, it's going up rather slow, and this might take a while to just kind of heal up enough to have another go at it and actually find a rabbit, because I'm seriously not finding any rabbits. Also, again, after the wolf attack, I got attacked in two spots. So it was again a bleeding. What got damaged is my took, talk, whatever. Uh, Looks French, so it should be talk. Um, and the boots, well, I've repaired them already now, but the boots got damaged again too. I don't get it. Those wolves must really like the boots. Combat boots doesn't mean I just want to have combat, you guys. Oh, while eating, I also found a minor bug in the game. When you have the military grade MRE and radial, it just says it will replenish you with 16 calories or something. I suppose that's supposed to be 1600 or something, because 16 seems a bit low for something that almost completely fills up your food bar. Anyway, I'm just gonna eat it anyway. Oh, that actually only gave me 16. I have no idea why. I really have no idea why. Was that a leftover of the previous one? So could be that I took one earlier on. That my stomach was completely full, and that it left a little bit as like in a doggy bag to take with me afterwards or something. I I, I don't really know. Okay, just looks a little bit weird that I would leave something in my inventory. It gives me 16 calories, so might be something to look into because that is quite confusing. I honestly thought it was a bug, that it was supposed to say 1600 or something, so apparently it gave me 16 calories. Confusing. Very confusing. Anyway, it's dark, and I'm having a hard time figuring my way out of here. What I'm gonna do... Oh shit, I wanted to leave the flare actually. To light the flare. I'm gonna go back outside. I'm gonna light it because Wolf Boy's probably gonna be here anyway. No, he's not. First time I have a safe exit in this game. Alright, I can keep looking for rabbits now. I swear I am gonna find a rabbit one day. So there's a wolf right in front of me, and guess what I'm gonna do? I'm going to one last time try throwing a flare. Now it's over there, right? And he's supposed to be scared of it. So I'm gonna light a second one. I might as well throw that at him as well. Ah, now it worked. So they have a minimum and a maximum range, I guess. So you can't throw it when you're too close. Oh, that doesn't scare them off that much. So I'm gonna try it a little closer like that. And that doesn't do anything. Look, why does it randomly work? I have a knife now, so that would make the fight easier. And hopefully kill him. So once again, no consistency in the flare. First time worked, second time about the same distance from him, straight towards him, didn't work. I don't know. I really don't know, but to me it doesn't make sense. The brandishing thing actually worked for wolves, or at least a lot more efficient than this stuff. So yeah, I'm just gonna say best way to get past the wolf if you have no other choice, find a knife, just find a knife, get into a fight, just stab him a couple times. You won't lose much health if you click your mouse fast enough. And it's actually faster and more fun than this flare. Is that a rabbit? Oh, that's a deer and a couple of rocks, I guess. Well, at least it's wildlife. I'm just gonna quickly head over to the wolf's corpse. Oh, weak eyes. Well, what else? Ah, oh, damn it. Ah, oh well, I guess I'm not going to the wolf's corpse. Because now my clothes are wet and I'm in a cold spot and I'm not finding any rabbits. So yeah, I'm gonna actually leave it at this for now. This was my first look at how do I drop the flare now? How do I drop the flare? Oh, I can't. You just gotta put it back in your inventory. So yeah, inconsistencies, in my opinion, have increased in this update, especially with the flare scare tactic and some other stuff that is actually bugged. Not finding any rabbits. I don't think that the stone throwing, well, is gonna be that accurate in the first place, because I don't know what exactly I'm aiming at and it doesn't fly very far. And I'm pretty sure that rabbits tend to run away pretty fast. So if I'm gonna have to hit one by running after it, then I might as well lay down a trap later on, which isn't really that expensive because there are carcasses laying around anyway. So to summarize what I think of this final, well, let's hope not a final update of the Sandbox. The new menu, not too crazy about it. It's doable. It takes some getting used to. But it's just strange that this is unclear. The time of day isn't there when you press the space bar, but it is there when you press tab. This whole thing is better. I like it. The clothing system, I like it a lot, even though weight is a huge factor. The inventory with these things on the left side, pretty neutral about that. It's just love it or hate it thing. But yeah, most important thing is the bug fixing. It's like a whole different scenario now. I just feel that the previous version was more immersive. It felt more like an Arctic survival game. Now with the new menu, it feels more like a console port that made it to PC, and a console port is always different from a PC game. It just has a different feel about it. I don't know how to describe that otherwise. It just feels different, and I'm not a fan of two different things. But I suppose we'll give it a try, and I will tell you all, don't try to fade into the long dark. Enjoy the game. Hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave me your thoughts about the game and everything. Keep posting in the official forums. Keep posting on the Steam forums so developers can hear your feedback. It is important to them. It is important for us as players. And I hope that by August 1st we will have a really amazing game, as they promised us, with a cool storyline. Alright, see you guys later and keep surviving.